The dopamine detox. Reset your reward system. What if I told you that your inability to focus, constant cravings, and chronic dissatisfaction aren't personality flaws, they're symptoms of a hijacked dopamine system that's been desensitized by engineered overstimulation? Your brain's reward circuitry evolved for a world of scarcity. You were designed to get dopamine hits from finding food, achieving goals, and connecting with others. Today, tech companies, food manufacturers, and entertainment platforms deliver dopamine floods at unprecedented levels. Your receptors have downregulated. You need more stimulation to feel normal pleasure. This isn't willpower failure nonsense. This is hard science. Neuroscientists at Stanford, the National Institutes of Health, and Cambridge University have documented exactly how chronic overstimulation desensitizes dopamine receptors. Dr. Anna Lemke's research at Stanford proves that dopamine baseline determines your capacity for pleasure, motivation, and satisfaction. When baseline drops from overstimulation, life feels perpetually unsatisfying. Ancient ascetic traditions, monastic fasting, periodic isolation, deliberate simplicity accidentally performed dopamine resets. They called it purification or renunciation. Modern neuroscience reveals they were recalibrating reward systems that drift toward desensitization. Your dopamine system isn't broken. It's adapted to an environment of supernormal stimuli. Remove the overstimulation, and your receptors upregulate. Normal pleasures become satisfying again. I'm about to expose 10 dopamine reset protocols that systematically restore your reward system's sensitivity. Each technique targets a different source of dopamine dysregulation: digital overstimulation, food reward hijacking, novelty addiction, instant gratification. Master these, and you're not just reducing stimulation, you're rebuilding the neurochemical foundation of motivation, satisfaction, and well-being. Your reward system is running on tolerance. Time to reset it. Part 1. The Stimulus Elimination Foundation. You think dopamine detox means cutting out bad activities. Every enjoyable activity triggers dopamine. The detox requires temporary elimination of supernormal stimuli simultaneously. Neuroscientist Robert Lustig's research demonstrates that dopamine receptor sensitivity rebounds only when baseline stimulation drops significantly below your adapted threshold. Partial reduction maintains desensitization. Complete reset requires comprehensive elimination. This is technique number 1 out of 10, the Stimulus Elimination Foundation, for 7 consecutive days. Eliminate all supernormal stimuli. No social media, video games, streaming services, processed foods, pornography, shopping, or recreational internet. Allow only work, essential communication, whole foods, exercise, reading physical books, nature walks, and conversation. No music or podcasts, just silence or natural sounds. Document your experience daily. Your dopamine system can only recalibrate when total stimulation drops below your current baseline. Comprehensive elimination for 1 week allows receptor upregulation. Your sensitivity begins recovering. You're creating the neurochemical conditions where normal activities trigger rewarding dopamine release again. Studies show dopamine receptor density increases within 7 to 14 days of removing chronic stimulation. The rebound happens faster than most people expect. Start the 7-day comprehensive elimination and watch your baseline pleasure capacity begin recovering as dopamine receptors upregulate in low stimulation conditions. Part 2. The boredom tolerance building. You treat boredom as an emergency requiring immediate correction. Boredom is your brain's signal that dopamine levels are normalizing, not a problem to solve, but a state to cultivate. Neuroscientist Sandy Mann's research reveals that boredom activates the default mode network and facilitates creative insight generation. Modern humans avoid boredom through constant stimulation, preventing the mental states that generate meaning and purpose. This is technique number 2 out of 10, the boredom tolerance building. Daily during your detox and for 30 days after. Spend 20 minutes doing absolutely nothing. No phone, book, music, or activities. Sit and experience boredom without escape. Notice the discomfort, restlessness, and urge to distract. Don't give in. Simply sit with the feeling. Practice this at the same time daily, preferably after waking. Boredom discomfort is dopamine withdrawal, your brain demanding its accustomed stimulation level. Tolerating boredom trains your nervous system that baseline dopamine is sufficient. You're recalibrating what feels normal by sitting with the discomfort of lower Stimulation, creative insights, and life direction often emerge from extended boredom. The default mode network processes and integrates information when external stimulation stops. Start practicing structured boredom and watch your tolerance for unstimulated states grow as your brain adapts to lower baseline stimulation. Part 3. The delayed gratification ladder. Your brain has been trained for instant reward. Every immediate gratification strengthens neural pathways that prioritize now over later, destroying your capacity for delayed gratification. Stanford psychologist Walter Mischel's extended research proves that delayed gratification capacity predicts life success better than IQ. This capacity isn't innate, it's trainable through progressive delay practice. This is technique number 3 out of 10. The delayed gratification ladder. Choose one daily desire: coffee, specific food, phone check, entertainment. Week 1. Delay it by 15 minutes when you first want it. Week 2. 30 minutes. Week 3. 60 minutes. Week 4. 2 hours. Continue doubling weekly until you reach 8 hours. During the delay, engage in a predetermined productive activity. Track your delays in a visible calendar for 8 consecutive weeks. Each successful delay strengthens prefrontal cortex pathways that override limbic impulses. Progressive delays build this capacity gradually without triggering the overwhelm that collapses willpower. You're training your brain that wanting something doesn't require immediate having. Studies show delay tolerance is use-dependent practicing. Delays on one thing increases delay capacity across all domains. Start the progressive delay ladder and watch your capacity for deferred gratification expand as prefrontal control over limbic impulses strengthens. Part 4. The analog activity substitution. You eliminate digital stimulation but fill the void with other high stimulation activities. Your dopamine system needs replacement activities that provide satisfaction without supernormal stimulation. Neuroscientist Kelly Lambert's research on effort-driven reward shows that physical activities requiring effort provide more sustainable satisfaction than passive consumption. Your brain evolved to reward effort, not passive reception. This is technique number 4 out of 10. The analog activity substitution. Create a list of 10 analog, effort-based activities: cooking from scratch, handwritten journaling, drawing, woodworking, gardening, playing acoustic instruments, strength training, hiking, reading physical books, or learning manual skills. When cravings for digital stimulation arise, immediately engage one analog activity for minimum 20 minutes. Practice this substitution for 40 consecutive days. Effort-based activities trigger dopamine release through achievement and skill development rewards that strengthen with repetition, rather than requiring escalating stimulation. You're replacing empty reward scrolling, streaming with substantial rewards. Creating, building, mastering, makers, craftspeople, and artists report deep satisfaction from effort-based creation. The dopamine comes from the process, not just outcomes. Start substituting analog activities for digital consumption and watch sustainable satisfaction replace fleeting stimulation as your reward source. Part 5. The social connection restoration. Your digital social interactions provide dopamine hits without the deep satisfaction of in-person connection. Screen-mediated connection triggers reward without nourishment. Empty calories for your social brain. Neuroscientist Matthew Lieberman's research demonstrates that in-person social connection activates reward centers more intensely and provides longer-lasting satisfaction than digital interaction. Your brain can detect the difference even if you consciously can't. This is technique number 5 out of 10. The social connection restoration for 60 consecutive days. Prioritize in-person social interaction over digital. Daily goal: minimum 30 minutes of face-to-face conversation with full attention, no phones present. Weekly goal: 1 meaningful in-person gathering. Completely eliminate social media during this period. Document how your sense of connection and belonging evolves weekly. Physical presence activates mirror neurons and triggers oxytocin release. That digital interaction doesn't match. Real connection provides dopamine plus oxytocin reward plus bonding. You're replacing quantity hundreds of digital interactions with quality fewer but deeper real connections. Studies show that despite more connections than ever, loneliness has increased. Digital connection simulates bonding without delivering neurochemical satisfaction. Start prioritizing in-person connection over digital and watch genuine satisfaction replace the hollow reward of likes and comments. Part 6. The Novelty Reduction Protocol. You chase constant novelty, new content, new experiences, new purchases. Novelty triggers dopamine, but chronic novelty seeking prevents deep engagement and appreciation. Neuroscientist Emma Duzel's research shows that novelty detection activates dopamine neurons, but adaptation occurs rapidly. Chronic novelty seeking creates a treadmill where you need ever-increasing newness to feel stimulated. This is technique number 6 out of 10. The Novelty Reduction Protocol for 45 consecutive days. Drastically reduce novelty exposure. Eat the same meals Monday, Friday. Wear a limited wardrobe. Take the same walk route daily. Read books slowly rather than starting new ones constantly. Listen to the same music. Resist the urge to seek newness. Notice when you feel bored with sameness, but persist anyway. Reducing novelty allows your brain to engage deeply with familiar things, rather than skimming surfaces seeking stimulation. Repetition shifts appreciation from novelty to nuance. You notice details you missed. When chasing newness, you're training depth over breadth in your attention and appreciation. Master craftspeople repeat the same activities for decades. Finding infinite depth mastery requires reducing novelty to discover. Subtly. Start reducing novelty deliberately and watch appreciation deepen as your brain learns to extract satisfaction from familiarity. Part 7. The Discomfort Adaptation Training. You avoid all discomfort. Physical, emotional, mental. Comfort seeking keeps your dopamine system dependent on pleasure provision. Tolerating discomfort recalibrates your baseline. Psychologist Kelly McGonigal's research on stress demonstrates that voluntary discomfort exposure builds stress resilience and reduces dependency on comfort for well-being. Your brain learns that discomfort is tolerable, not catastrophic. This is technique number 7 out of 10. The Discomfort Adaptation Training. Daily for 50 consecutive days. Expose yourself to voluntary discomfort for exactly 10 minutes. Cold showers, extended planks, uncomfortable sitting positions, or fasting until genuine hunger. The discomfort must be safe, but genuinely uncomfortable. Don't distract yourself. Experience it fully. Document your growing tolerance weekly. Voluntary discomfort trains your nervous system that well-being doesn't require constant comfort. Your dopamine baseline stabilizes at lower hedonic levels. You don't need pleasure to feel okay. You're building resilience by proving to your brain that discomfort passes without rescue. Athletes, special forces, and high performers deliberately seek discomfort. They understand that comfort dependency creates fragility. Start daily discomfort exposure and watch your need for constant pleasure decrease as your nervous system learns that neutral states are sufficient. Part 8. The Achievement-Based Reward System. You reward yourself for existing. Unearned rewards provide dopamine without the amplification that effort creates. Your brain values rewards proportional to effort invested. Behavioral economist Dan Ariely's research proves that effort amplifies reward value. The same reward feels more satisfying when earned through difficulty than when given freely. Your dopamine system evolved to reward achievement, not entitlement. This is technique number 8 out of 10, the Achievement-Based Reward System. For 60 consecutive days, implement strict reward contingencies. Before any pleasurable activity, dessert, entertainment, social media, purchases, complete a predetermined challenge, 30 minutes of difficult work, 50 push-ups, 1 hour focused learning, or a completed task. No reward without earned achievement. Document your adherence daily. Effort contingent rewards trigger stronger dopamine responses than unearned pleasures. Your brain releases more dopamine when rewards follow achievement. Because this pattern reflects ancestral survival. Effort led to resources. You're restoring the effort-reward link that modern convenience has broken. Studies show that children who receive rewards regardless of performance show less motivation than those with achievement contingent. Rewards earning matters. Start making rewards contingent on achievement and watch satisfaction from pleasures multiply as effort amplifies their neurochemical impact. Part 9. The Reflection Integration Practice. You consume experiences without processing them. Constant stimulation prevents the reflection that converts experiences into wisdom and satisfaction. Neuroscientist Mary Helen Imordino-Yang's research demonstrates that meaning-making and memory consolidation require periods of reflection. Without processing time, experiences don't integrate into your sense of self or contribute to growth. This is technique number 9 out of 10, the Reflection Integration Practice. Every evening for 70 consecutive days. Spend 15 minutes in reflective writing. No devices. Handwrite in a dedicated journal. Answer: what did I experience today? What did I learn? What challenged me? What am I grateful for? What will I do differently tomorrow? Don't rush. Think deeply about each question. Reflection activates your default mode network, which integrates experiences into coherent narratives and extracts meaning. This processing provides satisfaction that raw experience without reflection cannot deliver. You're converting experiences into wisdom through deliberate processing. Philosophers and contemplatives throughout history practiced daily reflection. They understood that unprocessed experience is wasted. Experience. Start nightly reflection practice and watch satisfaction deepen as experiences integrate into meaningful patterns, rather than disappearing into forgotten stimulation. Part 10. The Reintroduction Strategy Framework. As something that will blow your mind. After detox, you can't return to previous consumption patterns without resensitization. You need a strategic reintroduction plan that maintains your reset. Dr. Anna Lemke's research on addiction recovery shows that successful sustained recovery requires permanent boundary changes, not temporary abstinence followed by resumption. Your dopamine system will re-desensitize if you return to previous patterns. This is technique number 10 out of 10, the Reintroduction Strategy Framework. After completing your detox period, reintroduce activities one at a time with strict boundaries. Week 1, add back one 30-minute entertainment block daily. Week 2, add social media, but only 20 minutes daily with app timers. Continue gradually over 10 weeks, adding one activity weekly with permanent time limits. Never return to unlimited access. Document which reintroductions trigger cravings. These require stricter boundaries permanently. Gradual, bounded reintroduction prevents the dopamine flood that would reverse your reset. Time limits maintain your recalibrated baseline by preventing the chronic overstimulation that caused desensitization. You're building a sustainable relationship with stimulation, not swinging between deprivation and excess. People who successfully maintain addiction recovery implement permanent boundaries, not temporary restrictions. The reset requires lifestyle change, not willpower. Start planning your reintroduction strategy with permanent boundaries and watch your reset persist as controlled exposure prevents re-desensitization. Closing. These 10 protocols aren't temporary fixes. They're a comprehensive dopamine system recalibration that restores your capacity for satisfaction, motivation, and pleasure. You're not eliminating joy. You're restoring the neurochemical conditions where ordinary life provides joy. Stimulus elimination foundation creates reset conditions. Boredom tolerance building recalibrates your baseline comfort level. Delayed gratification ladder strengthens impulse control. Analog activity substitution provides sustainable rewards. Social connection restoration replaces empty digital hits. Novelty reduction protocol develops appreciation depth. Discomfort adaptation training reduces pleasure dependency. Achievement-based reward system restores effort-reward linkage. Reflection integration practice converts experience into meaning. Reintroduction strategy framework maintains your reset permanently. Ancient ascetic traditions stumbled upon dopamine recalibration through fasting, solitude, and simplicity. They call it spiritual purification. Neuroscience reveals they were resetting reward systems adapted to overstimulation. Your dopamine system adapted to an artificial environment of engineered stimulation. Every app, food product, and entertainment offering is designed by people who understand your neurology better than you do. They profit from your desensitization. Your transformation doesn't start tomorrow or next week. It starts the moment you begin your 7-day comprehensive elimination. It starts when you sit with boredom instead of escaping it. It starts when you delay your next impulse by 15 minutes. The version of you who finds satisfaction in simple pleasures, pursues meaningful goals with sustained motivation, and experiences life as genuinely rewarding. That person emerges when your dopamine system escapes the tolerance trap. Your future self is waiting with a reward system that works for you, not against you.